something.
I think that's how it will end as well. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, very possible, because it's like this is something that really, like, I could relate to, and it's something that it's talked about in not just one aspect of the show. It's talked about in multiple aspects. So it is basically the need to belong somewhere, or the need to be wanted or needed in some way.
Yeah.
So if you look at the series, the main character Kiriyama Rei, he leaves his parents die. That's shown very early on in the manga. His parents die, his sister also dies, and he's adopted by this other guy, his father's friend, and he turns out to be so good at shogi, which is what his father's friend is also good at, and that he basically makes all the other two siblings look terrible, look like shit. And because of this, he's kicked out of the house, basically, not because they said get out, but because he just felt so alone in that place. And when that happens, he decides that he would rather leave and stop being a burden than continue on, even if that might make him happy. So that is one aspect of it. And then this other aspect is where there's this girl Hinata, and her friend is getting bullied, and she stands up to the bullies and makes sure that she makes sure that that girl has somebody to be friends with. Except the bullying gets so bad that the girl has to shift out of the school, they shift out of the state, they go to some other place, and they live on a farm, and they have to get a therapy. And Hinata starts getting bullied in the meanwhile. And like all the hate that they were showing to that girl now gets transferred onto
Moves
her.
on.
Yeah. And in typical Japan fashion, when she goes to the teacher to complain, there are no actions taken against the students. The teacher tells her to shut up and deal with it, which creates a bigger mess on her hand. And this really was relatable, because like when you see a school student getting bullied for like no reason at all, it's just like shit. And like as an adult, like right now, if somebody came to me and said, yeah, you're going to be in this class and nobody's going to like you, I'd be like, dude, fuck you, I don't give a shit. But
Who gives a fuck?
But then as a school student, you're like, shit, nobody likes me, nobody even wants to talk to me. That's so sad.
Dude, those years of your life are very important for like community, and you want people to like, you want to make friends, you want people to like you, and when the opposite happens, it really hits you hard mentally.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing, right? She's like this little kid who's just being bullied constantly, and she can't do anything. Like they're writing like horrible bad words on her table. They are when she goes and talks to this one guy who's nice to her. And
remind me of One Direct Priority.
Oh my god.
Similar, but continue.
Yeah, so this is one guy who is friends with her, and because she's seen with the guy playing catch with the guy during break, because nobody wants to sit with her, they write stuff like, this woman is she's always after guys. They use slurs against her, and the teacher comes there and blames her again, like, why have you let them write such stuff? So that sort of stuff really it just sort of touches this nerve, because even here, even in India, like when I went to school, even if I was bullied, nobody actually gave a shit. Even the teachers would just turn a blind eye. They wouldn't actually care what happened. They would just be like, whatever. Kids gonna be kids. They'll deal with it. At the same time, same with Ray. Nobody actually wants to make an effort to go and talk to him, because he's such an introverted guy. And I can feel that as well, because like, to be honest, when I first moved to Mumbai and we had shifted into this apartment, I used to go cycling on my own until one day my dad got tired of my shit. He came down with me. He called all the kids who were playing there, and he's like, yo, this is my kid. This is new boy here. Please play with him. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah, you kind of can't help it at that point.
Yeah.
You like that kind of seals the deal, right? They're like, yep, I'm not coming back here again.
Yeah, so that's the only way I made friends, and that happens here with Kiriyama as well. Nobody cares about him because he's introverted, and he doesn't have anyone to actually introduce him to other people. Eventually, he talks to his teacher. His teacher takes a little, he feels bad for him, and he decides to sit with him and talk to him. And then they, with his teacher's help, he meets like other people in other places of the college, at the high school or whatever. And so slowly he makes friends in different ways, but it's just that feeling of being needed. So even after Kiriyama is like a pro shogi player, even after he's been helping so many people, he really wants to help the people who have been helping him, which is the Kawamoto sisters. So that's the three sisters who keep helping him, Akari, Hinata and Momo. So when Hinata gets bullied, this guy feels like shit, because he's like, I can't do anything to help. What am I doing with my life if I'm not able to help her? And that causes him a need to be needed by her, where he's like, okay, listen, I'm useless, but I'll just sit and listen to you. I'll just talk to you. Does that help? And she's like, yes. You talking to me actually does help me deal with it better. And that's when he gets the sense of, you know what, I helped. Okay, I am needed by this person. That makes me feel good as well. So this sense of wanting to be needed, or sense of wanting to belong somewhere, is like really shown well in this manga, and it really makes you think about a lot of your own past experiences.
It does.
And as I say that, random otaku I noticed has said I have never been bullied. So
lucky.
Very lucky,
to say the least.
I got destroyed, dude. But the thing, before I say something, like even the point you were making of being belonged, like it happened recently in some of the episodes. Like Ray, he said like I don't care about shogi, like I didn't like it that much, but I did it to be part of something, to be part of the community after my parents went, right? Because he said I didn't really care about shogi.
That is actually a very good point, because he literally loses everything in his life except shogi, and he decides to hang on to it because the only thing that gives him some sort of human companionship. And
exactly,
like it all goes back to the very basic primal instinct, I guess, of nature, that humans are just social animals. Like we are going to want a place to belong. We are going to want something to be a part of as long as we live, irrespective of how much we think we don't want to. So
humans have to rely on each other for a lot of things. Even if you don't think you do, even if you live in an apartment, you rely on the person who made the elevator to go down the ground floor, so you do rely on other humans. The person who built the building to live there.
The person who's putting the electronics, the person who comes to install other things, the person who
who's
made
growing the
things.
vegetables for you to eat. So humans rely on humans, no matter how, how much of a lone wolf you may think you are, you rely on humans.
You always rely on other people.
And
the way they show it in this is just incredible, because you have so much emotion behind each scene, and each moment has like this real punch to it.
Dude,
it just makes it really
it's gonna
enjoyable.
hurt. I'm not looking forward to the book. I was bullied like fucking crazy. Like it was brutal. I've told you all my story. Like it was actually so bad. Even like when I came to Mumbai, it increased by like 1,000%. Even for me, like it did for you. And I got to a point where I couldn't look people in the eye while talking to them. Of course, now it's like gotten much better. And,
I couldn't talk to people at all.
But I used to like look down and talk to people before.
That was that.
It's been difficult.
It was difficult. Yes, that is a good way to put it. It was difficult.
It brings back some sad memories.
And it so Fangatsu no Ren is not even like she's being bullied, how sad. It's just like they hide it, and then it's exactly the way you would expect a teenager to behave, and then suddenly you're just like, shit, what?
Too much at the same time.
It just really hits. It hurts in many different ways. So I think that whole part has been shown, that like just the basic human need to be wanted, the basic human need to really belong,
be loved,
is just
to
be
belong
loved.
somewhere.
It's just shown so well, and it really makes you think about it just makes you think about all these different things in life, where you're thinking about like bullying, you're thinking about like people who can't help, or people who want to help but have no idea, people who don't want to help but have no choice but to help, stuff
exactly,
like that. So like,
it's
even here, like she knew she would get bullied, but she still did what was right. So and even after it is pointed out to her, like, you got bullied because you helped her out, she's like, no, but what I did was not wrong, what I did was right. That is not fair, that's not how you're supposed to do this. And it really makes you think about a lot of stuff. Also, Random Otaku says, I was bullied in my previous coaching though. Okay, you can join the club now. You are
one of us.
You are back in, yes.
Dude, but the thing about bullying is, even the people who are bullying you, there is something also that they are not getting from their parents or in their life that they're projecting onto you.
It's mostly
right? So it's like both
else.
sides. Or they're treating you how their parents treat them or whatnot. Like it always goes back to that. Right? There can be various reasons, of course.
It's a painful cycle for the most part.
So on either side, it's someone,
on the rare occasion, it's someone who's actually wanting to just exert pressure or dominance in a school environment of all things. Otherwise, there's mostly projection.
Yeah, and that really sucks for them.
Because they can be nice people. Like one of my high school bullies is now a really good friend of mine. And if you're watching this, what's up?
I see. Very odd connection you have.
Which Bob is this?
Bro, he was the guy in the pineapple cake incident.
Okay.
Yeah. He used to bully me in school, but now he's a really good friend.
I see. Yes.
So yeah, they're not all that bad.
Yes, that is true. There are some good people. There are people who change, who mature with age, but those who continue their stupid power trip, those guys need some therapy at least.